looks different on my end.
Yeah, it's going to flash you. Well, we got all kinds of technical difficulties. Enjoy this again. See you in a couple. Boy, we're just abundantly confused tonight. I think we have this all settled down now.
We're excited to have too much fun.
Apparently, I think we're all just too old and too beat. So
we are.
We'll start the show off with that and why. Jason's back from his little COVID sit down he had for 2 weeks there. Still not feeling 100%. I think I'm kind of getting maybe what he had, but no COVID, just a head cold maybe. Kind of stuffed up tonight, but we've been working our old asses off extraordinarily slowly and incompetently, but we are making progress on the building that's coming up. So I'll throw this in here. You guys can check out the progress so far. Started out as a slab, but now we got a couple of sets of rafters up. We're starting to sheet things and get stuff closed in, but it's getting cold fast up here. So we need to get this moving along and dried in, but that's where we sit on the facility. Back half there, the low roof is going to be the rats and snakes. Front half is Jason's barbecue and sex emporium in the front there. Not sure what he's going to do up front there, but garage space.
Write that idea down.
So, yeah, that's an idea for you. But building's coming along anyway, so we're moving along on it. But we have a different kind of show. We did this a little while back, and it went over really well. We had a blast with it, and it's awesome to touch base again with people that have been on the show. So that's kind of how we do the selections when we fill these round robins. We're going to try to grab people that have been in previous episodes, get them together, and hopefully get a kind of a different array. Like a couple of people on tonight have not met in person, and a couple don't know each other at all. So we're going to get a really, wide range of answers to the questions. But it's a question from each person on the panel tonight. Aside from Jamie, she didn't prep one. She kind of lazied out this week and didn't get a question ready. But
I'm just kidding.
She has her own segment. After question 3, hang in there because we got a really weird segment we're going to weave into the middle of this that I don't think anybody knows about either. So we'll see how that goes with all these technical difficulties. We have one guest we were waiting on to start the show. Not sure if he's going to make it, but we're not going to hang him out to dry. We're going to kind of keep coaxing him to join in as he can, answer his Instagram questions like, hey, why won't it let me in stuff? Maybe we can piece him in here, but let's say hi to everybody that's sitting out there. Let's get this going on that direction. And Shauna, good to see you as always, pulling all the levers and the curtain rods and the different things for Chris's network over there, keeping his show running straight. Good to see you. Sultan of Support, I think that nickname is more than appropriate. Kike, good to see you every night. Come back every week, seems like. Brave, hope the swimming's going good. I don't know what your lap times are getting down to, but Brave cracked me up with that one. Yeah, he's just like, I went swimming tonight, John. I was like, awesome, man. I don't know what that was about, but I dig it. Dead Man. Got the Dead Man out there. We're going to even pull up Ken's. I think that's how he always does the Dead Man. Vance, Blue Zombie Morse, good to see you every week, man. Appreciate it. Connie, that's putting up with the lesser half Tim. That's mom right there, keeping after her kids. Every week she shows up to this damn show. Not sure why, but appreciate it, Mom. John, John, Mission Morphs. Good to see you out here almost every week, too, man. Awesome, dude. Got some really nice stuff. Down in Texas. Another
Look
ball
at this
python breeder.
clown.
Oh, man. I put the ass in assistance. Holy shit. That is quite the statement there. I'm going to let that one go. I would play his music, but I don't know if that's deserving. So we're going to move that along. Sam, good to see you, though. Appreciate it. Holy, where are we sitting here? We've got James B. Appreciate you, James B. He's here every week. All City Serpents. Sorry, I was distracted there a moment trying to figure out where all my controls are at. I haven't sat behind this thing for, a week now, so I should be lost, apparently. There's the other half that's been stumbling around the job site with us. He's figuring out he's going to carry stuff mostly and hopefully not fall and break things. But Dad, appreciate you all week. He's been busting his butt out there. Don D, I can't get to your damn music. I have to do something weird to get there. I'm going to do it anyway. You know what? I'm going to switch over to here. You guys are going to lose Jason for a second, but we got to do it. Or maybe we don't. Oh, man, this software, guys.
What's happening?
I can't do any of the sounds. Can't do any of the cool stuff. I don't know.
Okay.
We're just going to ignore it and go back. Sorry, Don. Purple Rain next week. You're going to come back, I hope. He'll be back to see us, won't he?
Yes.
Hope so. Got Mark Middlestead. Appreciate you coming out. I see you in all the different chats popping up and stuff, but good to see you, a new face here for us. It's awesome to gain different viewers every week. Ken, double dipping. And this was supposed to be a surprise, but he is one of the panel guests tonight. He generated a question for everybody. We're going to pass that around and see what kind of answers we can get to that stuff. So appreciate Ken coming out for sure. Bro, appreciate you. Let's get the party started with all kinds of crashes and technical difficulties, but he's going to hang out and watch this shit show anyway. Good to see you, bro. Eric's More Factory. Appreciate you in here all the time, too. Holy man, these lists get long. Vinnie, there is one of the co-sponsors down there in the bottom corner. We need to add in our other, too, and I don't know if I can bring that in here the way things are working tonight. Can I? Let me see if I can do that. Got another sponsor here. Jason, you want to shout out Jordan while I'm trying to find the controls over here?
Sure, Jordan. Shortline rep.
Good to see Jordan here tonight. Where the hell is the damn controls? Yeah, guys, I am in a struggle fest here. So I'm surprised our guests are even in here tonight, the way things are going. This is not running well for us. But Jordan, appreciate you as always. Celtic, good to see you back too. Coming in every week now, it seems like. Now he's quick to say hi in the different shows too. Appreciate you. Emily's
got jokes.
Oh man, he's full of jokes. That's the other half of Samuel DeHaven of the Northern Realms right there. Appreciate those two. Sammy, Pink Panther. If you see Pink anywhere at any of these shows, Jay's got one on tonight. That's his stuff, man. Pink C taking over all the different expos. Well, we got Tom from Upstate.
Okay.
Good to see Tom back in here. What was that, Jamie?
I was going to say, I can't remember if I popped Tom up earlier.
I don't think so. Okay. I just noticed it, but Jason Opelt, good to see you too, sir. Every week he's in here causing a scene. Oh, we got another Jason. This is a Jason that our Jason missed out on hanging out with the Jason and Jason scene.
Yeah.
But this guy right here had way too much to drink. That was pretty apparent.
Sounds like my kind of guy right there.
No, he was totally fine. We had a blast, actually. Jason's funny as hell. Charlie, there's the sponsor we ran right out of the gate. Shed testing, guys. If you need anything shed tested, definitely the first stop. If he doesn't have a test, he'll be the first to tell you go somewhere else. No problem with that. But if you don't go to Charlie first, you must be smoking a crack pipe in an alley somewhere. So we'll just move on from that. Python Prince, appreciate you.
Like it in the alley.
Yeah, you never know. I could like it. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming out. And there is the man, the myth, the legend, the blazing one-legged bass player right there.
Yep.
Chris Eaton. Appreciate you coming out, man. Really do. It's awesome to see you hanging out in here. I'm surprised you do, but I'm glad you do. And we got Fred from MTZ. Whack-a-mole Fred. I'm just going to call him forever, man. Popped up out of nowhere. Just, hey, right in the middle of the expo. Like, God damn. But Fred's awesome. He just had a really nice first clutch. You did do James B from All City, but this is James P. We got to get these guys together somehow. Maybe we invite them both on the same show. Neither one's going to show up, but we could invite them.
I'm kind of James also. Jamie's the feminine version of James.
Could be the feminine version. All right. But anyway, we won't put that on James Perry. We'll move on to the next person. Or
I'm trying to find the next person.
Okay.
Hold on. There's a lot of repeats when I'm scrolling. Here we go. Craig.
Oh, nice. Okay. Last week.
Another one I missed.
Yeah, unfortunately, you missed out on Craig too. Craig's an awesome guy. He's all over the place, and just started with Mutation Creation too on Mondays. So sitting down with Billy on Mondays doing the my channel, my content. So yeah. And we got 217 Will. Appreciate it. I think they call him what was his nickname now? It's not Sleepy Will. There's some other nickname for him. Yeah, there it is. Paris Wilton. Ken from the background. A hit. Yep. Patrick, a little bit of everything and a bag of chips. Saunders back in the house. This guy, talk about a little bit of everything. And he's not kidding, dude. He actually just put out a new release single on his YouTube. Go over there and dude, it's actually really good. I was like, God damn, this song's pretty badass. So awesome. Good to see you in here, Patrick. Appreciate it.
We got Don D's It's All Good.
Yeah.
Just throwing that up there.
I don't know where all the controls are. I've lost everything on the left side of my screen.
That's really bizarre.
It is. You know what? I just found it.
Yes.
Nice.
Got to sing along with it too because I found it. I'm so happy I found that button. A little dinky sliver of a tab on the side. It's like so. Anyway, it was not very visible, but that's where it was. Thank you, Don. Sorry for the delayed. Oh, I think Jamil. Good to see you in here tonight. Got to get the tango dancer in there. We gotta be.
We're all caught up. Yep. We're all caught up.
That's beautiful. So Jamie's got her own segment. After question 3, we're going to bring out each guest, introduce who they are. Are the guests ready back there? I think they are. Question 3, we're going to break, and we're going to bring Jamie out for what should be the hot seat. That's not going to work with the panel, obviously, but she's got something different and kind of in some ways better tonight. So we'll try that. See how it goes. Jamie.
Yeah.
See you in a few.
Bye. Peace.
Holler if you want one of these questions too, by the way.
Okay.
I'll just pop you out here. All right. Here we go. So after I blabbered on enough, we're going to bring these guests out one at a time. Everybody, I think we kind of knew with the double dipper. We're going to bring out Ken from LMK. Everybody, I think that watches our show is pretty familiar with Ken, but we're going to let him say hi to everybody anyway. Come on out, Ken. You are round robin man number 1.
What's going on, guys?
And not much, man. How are you?
I'm all right. I had to change the scenery a little bit in the background. I'm now in my New York condo, so got tired of working in the studio all the time.
Yeah.
How's that lease, though? How's that lease? That's got to be
always daylight here. That's all I can say. It's always daylight.
Right. Okay.
It's the awesome. Sleeps, literally.
Okay. So we're going to go in the order that we bring these guests out for questions too. So each guest brought a question tonight. We're going to do it a little different. We're going to pass their question around to each of the people on the panel. So Ken, you got question number 1, and I think you already got it pinned down, right?
I'm good. I got
All
it.
right.
I'm good, bro.
Sweet. Then we're going back. God sakes, a lot of episodes for us. I don't even remember which one specifically. I want to say it was like 8 or 9, but we had a local Wisconsin guy here that I'm pretty sure everybody's familiar with as well. Static Morphs, Edward. We're going to go Eduardo, Eddie, Ed, Big Ed, the Mudslinger. I don't know. He's got a lot of different names, but Eddie from Static Morphs is with us tonight, and he prepared a question as well. How you doing tonight, Eddie?
Good. How about you?
Well, we're doing. If I can
Love
get
that
over
hat,
this.
man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He drops it
There
down.
you go.
This one? Yeah, that's the
Yep.
one. We get a lot of flack for that. Everybody's with the cheese heads, Wisconsin, you must be Packers fan. You know what? We don't care. We still like the Packers, regardless.
Right.
So appreciate you rejoining us again tonight, Eddie. I know you got a question ready too. You are going to be question number 2. I'm going to fire it out. We're going to skip around a little bit, but not too many episodes ago, we had a young couple on from, I guess, a little bit different group than we normally would connect with, but have been around a little while and got an awesome collection. They know what the heck they're doing, and super fun and entertaining couple besides. Tonight we have Thomas from half of that group. Thomas from Screaming Morphs is back to join us here. Thomas, how are you tonight, sir?
Doing fantastic. Not as cool as everyone here, but I'll try to be.
I don't know if that's a metric that I'm even accustomed to, if I'm being real honest.
Hey, I
right.
can't build a building. All I can do is type on my computer. So you got me.
Well, we can't either, so we're the same.
I'm going to let you in on a little secret, Thomas. I couldn't find the goddamn soundboard a moment ago, so
This is
you're leagues ahead of me in the tech department. So everybody has their own thing, man. All good.
Don't worry,
awesome
you'll
to
get
have
there
you
one
back.
day. One day you'll remember where it's at.
Yeah, I will. I definitely will now. That was embarrassing as hell. I swear this is windburn and sun,
Yeah.
not embarrassment right now going on. But
Oh, you're looking cute anyway. You'll be fine.
well, I appreciate that, sir. Thank you. We had a 4th guest, and I think he is still struggling to get in. I think he might be joining his old episode. So let me just give me one moment. Oh, okay. So our 4th guest tonight was going to be Angel Caro, and he still might be our 4th guest. It'd be awesome if we can get a way to get him in here. It's a kind of a link glitch, not a glitch so much as a lack of knowledge, again, on our part. But it's going to give the guest an option to join any episode they've been a part of before. And if they don't select tonight's, they could be going back in time in a little time machine and sitting in an empty lobby somewhere out in the middle of nowhere. So, to no fault of their own. Yeah.
I see there was 2 of them. I was like, wait, no, that
Right? I really hope he isn't just over there just watching that Charlie commercial over and over in some kind of a hell loop. It would just be bad. But
That would
okay.
be funny though.
It would be funny but painful for poor Angel. So that's it, man. We're waiting on Angel. We're gonna just move this along anyway because we can't just sit here and talk about nothing. It's a technical thing that I hope we can get squared around because it'd be awesome to have him in here. Was looking forward to some of his input on these questions too. But we'll fire it right off. I do not know why he looks like Brian from Sky High. Eddie, do you know maybe why that is? I don't know Brian that well, but I don't see the resemblance if I'm being honest. Maybe Will's just being mean tonight. He's kind of mean anyway.
yeah, he's
In
always
general. He's just kind of mean anyway. He's kind of an ornery old bastard. We'll just leave him to the side over there. No, Will's fun. He's a good guy. But we have our topics kind of laid out for us by the guests, which is kind of nice, but it's a little different feel than normal. So I know the first one we talked about having up there was Ken. We're going to switch over to this mode. We're going to flop Ken in here. Ken, what do you want to pose to the panel tonight? What's your one question you can't wait to get out there?
Okay, so what is a common practice or belief that is in our industry or hobby that you disagree with? And I mean, I'm just getting into this and learning. So what I kind of disagreed with at first, hearing like just what people say is when to start your females. I've done them at 900. I've done them at 1500. I've done them at 2000. And there's definitely a happy medium. I do think 900 is too early, but I mean, I think 1500, like, you know, a lot of people like say that's where they start. And that's kind of what you get in your mind when you first get into this. And I don't think they exactly have to be 1500. I think it has to do more of the age of the snake, because what if that snake was born at 17 grams and, you know, it took that while? But that's just how I feel on the subject. On to the next, whoever's answering next.
Okay, we'll just go in order from right to left, and we'll just bring Thomas up there for. And this is pretty much open to any topic you think is a misconception, or what was the question again?
Like, what is a common practice or belief in this industry that you disagree with?
Okay, I got sidetracked on your female topic and missed the original. So I
Yeah, well,
got you.
it was just like I wanted to answer it as well because everyone else, you know, I didn't know.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
new. I
that's
don't know.
perfect. No, you did just fine. I didn't pay attention like a dummy, so not your fault.
You left
It
me
is
out to, you know, bat at first, so I had to pull something out the hat. Like,
All these technical difficulties got him all flustered. So
right. So Thomas is up. That question to you, Thomas. What is one of those things you think is kind of
I think
incorrect? Or
Jason is honestly already answering the question for me. My big thing is, I think minimum, I want to at least wait until 1200 grams. But if that female is not eating and not growing follicles, then I'm not willing to try. Now,
right.
I'll also admit that I've only had 3 clutches at this point, so I'm speaking a little bit also ignorantly. But from what I've learned in my community and everything like that, it's been a big more about, as Jason said, let the female tell you.
gotcha.
Set at least a minimum standard, and then let the female tell you. If that, like, the biggest thing for me is if it's at 1200 grams and it's not going to eat for another 3 months or something like that, I'm not trying.
Right. And there's a borderline where you feel like you're just watching the animal and deciding, hey, that I don't feel like she's ready. She's not behaving consistently enough for me to put her through that stress, kind of a deal.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think
Okay.
Justin rather said it really well, is make sure that you feel like you're saying, John, that they're ready, and if they're not, just wait another year, it'll be fine.
Okay. Gotcha. And that's purely just on the breeding size issue that Ken kind of answered with, right? But again, Ken, let's go back to the question again, just because I'm confused, but just to be sure, it doesn't have to be about females, right? It's just a misconception in the
It's like
industry.
a common misperception, like something that is out there that, you know, you're taught basically in the beginning from watching these videos out there that you don't necessarily agree with.
Okay, gotcha. That's what I got. Okay,
Yeah.
so Eddie, you're next on the chopping block. What do you got for Ken's question there, man?
I would have to go the betting route. I've had somebody that's been in the industry for a very long time, and over a conversation, he said that he uses pine shavings for his ball pythons as well as his rodents.
Okay.
And it kind of piqued my interest because cocoa is kind of expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of keeping cocoa and pine shavings on hand, you know, they used to say pine was poisonous for your balls or for snakes. And
it is irritating on the balls for sure. If you've cut any amount of plywood or lumber or stuff and you got a bad belt, I mean, it's not good.
Right.
But for balls,
so, yep. I figured I'd give it a shot after a few more conversations with them, and I've been using pine shavings the same as I use for the rodents, for the balls, for the past 2 years. They breed, they eat, they shit, they drink, just like any other bedding. Huh. I mean, I clean it once a week. I'm pretty meticulous that way. Everyone gets a full bedding change weekly. I mean, unless they're in shed, then I wait till they're, obviously till they shed.
Sure.
But other than that, yeah, I've been using the pine. I only keep pine, and to me, it's a myth. I've used it for 2 years straight with no ill effects on any snake, and I keep over 200 and something snakes on pine. All
Gotcha.
balls.
Yep. And I know that on our show, when we had our episode with you, that was one of the things you talked about too. And it shocked Jason and I, because we had always heard that. We really hadn't considered the pine simply for that reason. It had been passed around so long that it was just kind of something you didn't use. You know what I mean? Never questioned it, just didn't use it. So yeah, it's cool to hear a little different variety, man. And if it works, who's to say there's anything wrong with it?
It's
like
nice
they said.
It's nice that I don't have to keep 2 different types of bedding. I can order
right.
all, and it's all cost effective. I mean, I can get a pallet of it that's 45 bundles for like $315.
Jeez, yeah. And you're set for quite a while with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's awesome, man. So yeah, something for people to consider. And I know, like I say, the last time we had talked to you, it brought up, and I've asked since, and several people will confirm that. So awesome, man. So before we get to Jason's answer, I was going to say Angel is in the house. So Angel Caro,
what a nightmare. This thing would not. And then, like, as soon as the audio would work, the video wouldn't work. And I'm like,
right.
I was like this close. It's close to being like, I'm not doing it. I'm going to have to come back. Because it was a little touch and go. Anyway, I'm here.
It was that kind of
leaning forward. He's got that nervous lean, so this is real here. he's got that's a frustrated man.
Yes, and I'm sorry, Angel.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's just I just didn't understand what was going on, And then everything was working, completely. Everything was working, and then I'm about to hit it, and then I get a prompt, and it says camera and microphone not working, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me here, man.
Yeah.
So
one thing after another.
Yeah, it wouldn't stop. It just wouldn't stop. And
you're crystal.
You're
crystal clear, and your audio sounds great.
All right, good. I had to get I had to do the AirPods. I was trying to use something else, but that's okay. Anyway, what did I miss? Let's talk about some snakes. Let's talk about stuff.
Yep, that's what we're doing. So I'm gonna flip flop you real quick, Angel, so you can get in on this. You didn't miss any questions. All you missed was me blabbering. So you got all the good stuff now. Here we go. So we're gonna put Ken back up. He can ask the same question, so you know what's up.
Okay. So, what was a common practice or belief in this industry or hobby that you disagree with?
And that's on you.
Oh, for me, common practice in the hobby that I disagree with. How much time do we have?
It's perfect.
You want honestly? I'd probably say a common practice would be, I guess, like, I don't want to sound like a certain way, but like when people purposely undercut,
right.
And I don't know if that's 100% what we're going with. I don't know if we're talking about husbandry or certain things, but when there are certain people, like when people just like really just like undercut, and that's something that I just remember seeing that stuff back in the day. Like, I was pretty harsh back in the early, like in the 90s and the early 2000s. A lot of undercutting going on, but I kind of see that a lot. And I don't know. I guess that's something, but I'm not sure. I just got here from massive frustration, so I'm still trying to think.
Yeah, we kind of put you right in the fire instantly. I apologize.
Actually, you know what? You want to know something? There is one thing that I see a lot of people doing, and that's allowing their snakes to bite them.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I would say that more. A bite's not a big deal. Obviously we know a bite's not a big deal. It's a ball python. We don't have anything that's going to really do us too much harm in that sense. But when people say, yeah, it's fine, let them bite you, I kind of don't agree with that, only for the fact that, like, I don't want them to be used to biting me.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I don't want to get into the habit of uh, um, me even telling people, like, just let them bite you. Like, I'll say, if you get bit, just know that it's not a big deal. And that once you
Right.
get bit, you know that if you're going to get bit in the future, it's not a big deal. So I think that's that, like, breaking of the ice in a way. Like, you get that first bite and you're like, oh, that's not that bad. That's okay. But I don't want you to stick your hand in there and get bit, and to, try to,
Just say it's
because
the snakes doing what they're doing.
yeah, I mean, and it is, in a way they are, but they, a lot of conversation toggles back from, captive animals versus wild animals. And, it's a wild animal. Another, but it's captive. They're captive.
Mm-hmm.
I worked in veterinary medicine for a really long time, and I would always tell people, when you have puppies, don't let them chew on your hands,
Yeah.
No.
don't let them bite you, and I take that with me to a lot of things, kittens, dogs, whatever, and I tell people, don't let them do now what you don't want them to do later. So
Right.
when it came to
Exactly.
dogs, like, people walk through the dog with this cute golden retriever puppy, and it's cute, and they're like, oh, he sleeps in my bed. But then when he's 75 pounds and he just came in from the rain, and you can't get him off of your bed, because that's where he sleeps every night, and
Now it's bad dog.
now,
After
yeah,
years of
so, like, now we have a learned behavior. Now the animal
yeah.
is confused, and
Yeah.
I feel, and I know that they're very different animals, and I know that behavior and instinct and all of that stuff. But I mean, I've been working with ball pythons for 25 years, and I can say I've had nasty ones that were very, a certain way, but with proper handling and over, I don't want to say overhandling, but, like, really trying to give this animal the opportunity to kind of chill out.
Mm-hmm.
It happens. You can work with them. They calm down. They really do, and
Mhm.
they learn to, and they almost learn to want to come out, and they want, they get more, social. I feel, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not saying it's a dog, but, I do think that these are other learned behaviors, and I think if we can get them to chill and be social and relax by handling, you can also make them a little more aggressive by just, like, just letting them bite you over and over again just because you don't care,
Yeah.
so
Right.
that's why I like using hooks certain times.
Mm-hmm.
Some
Yep.
of my animals, I can reach in and pick them up, and sometimes I open that bin and I know they're going to take a shot at me because either they're hungry or it's breeding time or whatever it is. There's certain things, or maybe I scared them, and so I have hooks, and I'll pull them out with a hook if I have to,
Heck
and
yeah.
I'm okay with that. But it helps them from getting from taking, they biting me, potentially, busting a tooth because I pulled back, and now they get an infection, a number of different things. I've seen
It's
it. It's
just an
happened to me.
unnecessary stress, right?
It's
For both
unnecessary.
of
Yeah.
you. Yeah. It's like,
Yep.
And then,
yeah.
if we think about our collections in the way that a lot of our stuff is in and out, if I can prevent an issue for someone else later by just a couple handling sessions, what's that take? It's not really that much of a big deal, and it really saves a person, like, getting a five, or an adult, and right out the box, this thing is taking shots at them,
Mhm.
Yeah.
versus, like, oh wow, this thing is really cool. It's well fed. It's very chill. Like, and if I can do that, I will. I do the best I can.
Absolutely. That's a great one. That's a great one. Jay, you're up for the same question. Just going through the
Okay.
room. All right.
Sounds good. So I would say the biggest, maybe most obvious one to me is the idea that a snake will only eat either frozen thawed or live or ASF, which, I mean, we've proven it over and over, John and I, that it's pretty much complete BS. We've gotten snakes that have only eaten ASF, snakes that have only eaten live. And obviously, I think the frozen thawed to live really isn't much of a question, but have never had any issues with converting those animals over to eating whatever we decide they're going to eat, frozen thawed or ASF to a regular Norwegian. No issue. I mean, if you get a snake that's been doing that and it's new, I think people maybe panic a little bit because the snake doesn't eat for a while. I mean, they've been shipped typically across the country. They're a little bit stressed. Yeah, they're probably not going to eat for a while, but when they do get hungry, as long as the food is prepared and presented right, they're going to eat it. Have never had an issue. I don't know if any of you guys have, but honestly, hundreds of snakes and not had any issue like that whatsoever. So I'd say that's probably the biggest misconception or something that's kind of passed around. I almost feel like specifically like with the ASFs, it's almost something that's put out there to try to scare people off from feeding the ASFs. Because if you feed ASFs, then that's the only thing your snake will ever eat, which just is not true at all.
Yeah,
True.
I'll agree with that.
100%.
The stuff I breed and feed ASFs primarily, but I do feed a mixture of different stuff just because I like to.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had a snake solely and only eat ASF. If I want to give them a rat because I have overproduced rats or something like that, they'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what we've always found. And they may have a preference, right? They may, instantly grab a mouse versus a rat or ASF where they investigate longer or they skip 1 week or, there might be a slight preference, but we've never had one that would go any amount of time without taking whatever was offered, to be honest, live, frozen, of any sort. We haven't tried, and I should probably switch myself. We haven't tried like some of the other things people talk about, quail and, different prey items. So I can't speak to that at all. But as far as between the different rodents, we've seen like virtually no difference. Again, it's timing. It's the husbandry. Are they appropriately warm, humid? Is their husbandry on point, and are they eating well? Period. You can hit spells with any of the food items, and they'll skip for whatever period of time they want to skip, but come back with something completely different than they left off on, and they eat it. It's just, yeah, I think that's pretty true, Jay. I agree with that. So we got one question under the belt. Very well done, everybody. Way to touch on everything. Ooh, chicks, quail, mice, rats, hamsters, guinea pigs, chanclas. Chancla.
We've had some that would eat those too.
Right? Just about. Throw a sneaker in there and they'd eat it. We got question number 2. I think this is you, Eddie. I think you were the second out on stage, so you got your question all prepped, ready to go? Something for the rest of the group?
Yeah. All right. It doesn't have to do with animals. So,
Totally
in the
fine.
future, if you had one choice for either an electric or a gas vehicle, one time for the rest of your life, what would you choose and why? Gas or electric?
Ooh, okay. Well, shit. I'm on the far right, so I don't get to hear any valid arguments before I get to go up there. God damn it, Eddie. Can we swap out panel guess? No, it's a perfectly good question. So, EV or gas, and we could only pick one, and it would be forever, right?
Yep.
That's what we're just stuck with. Does this have any bearing, like with which one ultimately is weeded out and we have no access to charging or fuel?
No, you get one choice for the rest of your life. Gas or electric?
Oh, man. Honestly, barring all the different social issues around it, I truly think I would choose electric. But that's only given if all other factors are equal. Like, we're not going to run out of electricity. We're not going to run out of gas. Either way, both fuels are available. And take away all the social things, the actual performance in the vehicle itself, I think EV has several advantages. I really do. For 90% of the population, I should say that. But I would pick EV. And the reason I would say that is, again, it's the performance versus a lot of things, I guess. I mean, electric is instant torque. It's instant power. If it's arranged correctly, it's far more efficient. I mean, there's just so many benefits to the electric side. Again, that's not to say the strip mining for the lithium and all the other political stuff around it isn't swaying the answer. If it was just to have what I thought would perform best given the correct setup, I would take EV for sure. That's just me. But we'll swap out. Who was next to my right? We got too many questions. Here, who was next? We're going to switch to this because I think that tells me it was Thomas. Is that right? Or was it Jay? I don't know. We're going with Thomas. Are you ready, Thomas?
I guess so. So
Okay.
you answered trying to avoid politics, but I'm going to get into politics.
Okay.
So for a little bit of context for everyone here and the chat, I work as a software developer, so I have a very unique experience on this. Everything that, John, you were saying is absolutely correct. The one problem is the companies that are building these EVs. Many of them are looking at this as you are buying a car as a service, meaning what they want to do is actually constantly have you month on month pay for something stupid like your heated seats.
Yeah.
Correct.
example.
Yeah, they want to go subscription, right?
Yeah, they want a subscription on everything.
Yep.
Even though the technology is actually already there, they want you to pay for the technology that you have literally sitting in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
So as it stands right now, if that's the route that companies are going, I'd rather go gas because they know that their customers want what they paid for.
Gotcha. Yep. Gotcha.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and there's so many different things to this topic. It's a very tough question, by the way, Eddie.
It is really
and I didn't
tough.
mean to give you a hard time about that.
And there's so many different things to this topic. It's a very tough
Whoa.
question, by the way, Eddie. It is really tough.
I'm coming right back in.
And there's so many different things to this topic.
All right. So now we're coming back to Angel. Not sure where that's coming from. Maybe that. Did I get it?
Yeah.
I think I did.
Yep.
All right. Same question for you, Angel.
I say this much. I dig EVs. I think they're really cool. Again, I like that the whole, get in and go type, the torque and all that stuff. EVs, they're just cool. I think it's a cool vehicle. Obviously, that's where things are going. But I would have to say gas because after the robot uprising, having an EV is probably not a good idea.
Right.
I don't know.
Shut that thing right off on you, man.
I don't know where I am, man. I can't. The car would just, But I do agree. I think it really depends on where we are in the future, and if that's the direction everything's going, EV's fine. I mean, I have a hybrid car, and I love that shit, man. I fill it up when I don't even remember, man. That thing's great. I can't complain, but
yeah,
I like the hybrid. I like the hybrid part of it. I like that because we've taken that shit. We've driven quite a bit with that car, and it's a dream. And we actually had it at the mechanic, and they dropped it on the thing, and so we didn't have our car for over a month because they had to give us a brand new door. It's a whole thing. It's ridiculous. And the car they gave us was the same model, but not a hybrid. Fucking hated it. I was like, this thing, I hate this thing. Then we got our car back, and I was ready to hug it because I was like, I love this thing. It's so much better. This is something. It just felt smoother, it's peppier, and so on. But again, I don't know. It really depends on where we are in the future. Gas, if it's Terminator land, EV if it's not.
There's definitely a freedom feeling and a freedom value to the gas vehicle. I'll give you that. It's detached from everything. Sure. It's like being off the grid kind of. I do get that. Yeah, so valid point. But we're gonna go to Eddie to answer his own. Ken pulled that off. So which one would you pick, Eddie?
I'm gonna have to go with diesel.
Diesel. He's not even going straight gas. He's going straight to the thick fuel. And I got you. You like diesel for the torque, the additional
for the towing. I tow a big trailer, mileage. If it's tuned right, performance. I mean, the emissions ain't there. The systems they have on these diesel engines nowadays, they dope them with the ether or the urea. And you're pumping so much fuel and so much urea to make the reaction in the catalyst happen in order to make them have less emissions. Now, if they just took that off and tuned it correctly, it would be less emissions while not using the urea. But people have used that, obviously, and whatever else. But I don't know.
There's a lot of flaws in it for sure. I
don't like the idea of I have to plug my car in, or I could only tow something for 300 miles and then I got to stop for an hour to charge.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Or, if I'm going across the country, I got to stop every, 8 hours, every 6 hours to charge.
Yep. I hear you. Yep. The limitations there for sure.
Not only that, it's a safety issue too, right? Like, who wants to stop at 3 o'clock in the morning to charge their vehicle in some random dark parking lot or, whatever, when you can just fill up your fuel and be on your way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha. All valid points for sure. Yeah, and that's the thing about the EV. Like, my preference for EV is outside of those terms. So there are vehicles out there that'll get 600-700 miles, but for the general public and for everyday use, you're driving 15-20 minutes a direction and you're back. You know what I mean? You're back to where you can charge it for a long trip or something. Yeah, some extenuating circumstance. I agree. But there's a lot that could be done, and like Thomas touched on, it's a lot of gatekeeping in that group. There's no reason they build the things the way they do except to fit a certain agenda. So unfortunately, we're pinned into that. But
they're all assholes.
Yes, they are.
Damn it. Yep.
We had Ken for a moment, and he's gone again. Shit. I guess that comes up to me for my question for the night. And then we've got our 3 questions under the gate. So appreciate it. Again, Eddie, good question, man. That's a tough one. You're going to get a lot of people that are going to go back and forth on that for a lot of different things. I tried to stay out of the political realm on that for a lot of reasons, but mine is not that complicated. Mine's pretty simple, really, but I think it's going to touch on a little bit for each of us, something different, hopefully. But if there were one thing that you could immediately implement tomorrow, apart from cost, to improve your daily productions, your daily, routine regarding your snakes and your reptile keeping, what would be the most beneficial change if you could just snap your fingers and that were to be tomorrow? What would be the one thing that would make the most impact to you in a positive way in what you're doing? We'll switch back to Mr. Diesel over here. We'll drag him out here. Eddie?
I would hire somebody.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. No, I mean,
free me up for time. It would allow me to do other things as well. I mean, I wouldn't want to be out of it totally. Obviously, I want to pay attention to the animals, make sure they're being cared for correctly, and whatnot. But I mean, at least if I can get somebody to clean the rats, that'd be great.
You need a rat person. Okay.
Right.
I agree. We need rat people. There needs to be more rat. Well, why aren't there more rat people?
Right?
No one likes their shit.
True. Okay.
Because rats are a pain in the ass. That's why.
Yep.
Need to make
Ken
a
is back.
vocational class.
Power on.
Did we get you back, Ken?
Your Icebox audio speaker is now paired.
Hell yeah.
Terminator.
Man, ever since Ken moved to that new condo, he's got all kinds of fancy stuff.
Right? Oh, no, he couldn't get it back on. All right. Well, you're up, Thomas. We know Eddie wants an employee, but mainly a rat person. Eddie needs a rat person, folks. Send one his way.
You know what? I'm going to go the opposite end. I think I would sell some of my snakes. Being around 200 and everything like that is great and has its benefits. But I think if I had less snakes, I would focus on higher quality things.
Okay.
Higher quality projects, higher quality, just care in general. I would have not these DIY things because I spent more money on the snakes themselves than the actual enclosures, things like that.
Gotcha. So your biggest change would be like a cut in numbers to what you actually want to trim your projects to. Just tomorrow, that's down to what you want to work with. I got you. Perfect. Okay. This is an easy one, Jay. What do you think the one thing is?
Okay, so I'm gonna go with something that's pretend. I'd go probably with the three-handled, moss-covered family tub cleaner. So some kind of a dishwasher for snake tubs and the rat tubs, the whole deal, where you can load your stuff in there. It washes them. You just load up the new ones and move along. The tub scrubbing, especially up in our neck of the woods. I mean, through the winter, it's a nightmare to try to do that. Especially if you're doing it inside. In the summer, I usually take my stuff outside and clean it. You can't really do that in the winter, and it really is a lot of work. It can be a backbreaker. So
Absolutely.
yeah, some way to automatically wash tubs would be awesome.
That's it. You just want a tub washer. You don't want
That's
to trim
it, man.
animals. You don't want a rat person.
Nope, I like all the animals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
No,
that's
it, man.
good enough.
I
I
would.
do like that. I want one, but
Yeah.
okay.
I did like Eddie's deal though. The help. I mean, that would be kind of like that, right?
Yeah.
Getting somebody to help clean stuff, but
John, he's saying that you don't help. Sorry.
Well, he doesn't have the rats, so
no.
Angel, what's your thoughts on that? The one thing that would be the most positive change for you if it were to swap tomorrow.
Swap tomorrow? Yeah, rat person would be great. Absolutely. But honestly, if I could snap my fingers, I'd probably say a storefront because uh, my whenever I think about like the time that I was happiest, outside of personal things like family and so on, like happiest job, happiest experience was working at the shop, working at a pet shop. Like it was my favorite thing, and I've always wanted to open my own shop, and that was one of the reasons why I moved out here. I was going to do that, but things changed, and that's okay. That's life. It's fine, and it doesn't mean that I still can't do it, but
absolutely,
that's probably it. I just miss hearing we in the shop I used to work at. They're still there. They're in Queens in New York. They're called Paradise Aquarium, family owned. They've been there since 1962.
Wow,
and they're a long time. Yep, family owned. They're like the best people in the world. They came to my wedding. Like I love these people.
Nice.
I absolutely love these people, and I can't say like it's the one thing that I probably think about every now and then that goes, man, that was my favorite time. Working with my boss, his name's Gary, and he's the owner. And it was like working with like your best friend every day because all we did was talk shit about snakes, comic books, and like it was great. It was great. I got paid nothing, basically, you're not making a whole lot working at a pet shop, but I didn't care. I went and I got a second job because I just like being there. It's like, so every time I go back to New York to visit, that's literally the first place I go. I go right there. And
that's awesome.
I spend time, and that's basically it. And to have that experience again, and to give it to other people because he did that. He would hire neighborhood kids and stuff to work at the shop, and I lived only a couple blocks away, and I worked there for like 6 years, and it was it's that experience that I would love to give to other young people, especially coming up in the hobby. And I even tell people, like, when they're asking questions about things, and I tell them, go to a show and ask people if you, get friendly with people, and ask if you can, like, hang around and maybe help out, behind, once you get, really friendly with people. And I've had a couple people ask me, and I say, yeah, stay in touch. But oftentimes, people move on and stuff. But that, really that. Just like having a spot for people to come in and hang out. We would hang out at the shop, like, and bullshit once the doors were closed, and it was just cool. And you see your regulars every week, and you get their stuff ready for them. Like, oh, hey, here comes this guy. He's getting 100 crickets. Let's go. Like, this guy's getting goldfish, or like, oh, that's a saltwater dude. Yeah, I'm gonna let him know I got a bunch of new stuff. And it's just that like neighborhood shit. Like, I miss that. That's what I would want. Like a nice neighborhood shop where people come in and Yeah, you don't even have to buy anything. You want to come in and just look around and talk shit? That's cool.
So you
It's
don't
like
get that
it's like
same
the old
thing from Morph Market?
no,
What, Morph Market?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I love that shit. I love getting a message that's literally just a zip code.
yeah, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
How
that's it. Like
much
I
zip
don't know
code?
what that means. No, I have
Yeah,
messages that are just a zip code.
Yeah.
That's it.
yeah,
And I know that that's just like a for shipping. I get it, but
right.
you know,
Like, yeah, I'd like some
but
Yeah.
interaction. So you're
yeah,
you're
but I
looking
just
for
that,
that
that's all.
Cheers type added atmosphere. Everybody,
Yeah, because
everybody. Hey,
that's what
Norm,
Yeah.
comes in
that's
with
how
his
it is there.
goldfish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
Yeah. That's
it's
pretty cool.
still like that. It's still like that.
that's
It's just a
badass.
gem. It's like a moment in time. The place has
Yeah.
never changed.
Yeah.
And it's getting fewer and fewer people that would legitimately, unless it's like well established, like you're talking about, and everybody's aware of it. Fewer and fewer people are going to participate in that too. It's like people don't
Mhm.
want to go out and interact anymore. They want that distanced, you know what I mean? Well, look at
That
malls. Look
instant
at
gratification too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There
Oh yeah.
isn't that community spirit of actually physically going in and talking with someone anymore. It's just kind of
Yeah,
gone.
because I miss like people would come in and be like, hey, you guys used to have garters, checkered garter snakes. You guys gonna get any more of those? Oh yeah, let me see what I can do. I start making phone calls, asking like people that I knew, local people, going to the reptile show, White Plains show, and just like loading up on a bunch of shit, corn snakes, milk snake, bringing it back to the shop. I love that. I loved it, and calling people, hey, I got a bunch of garters, and you want to come down and check them out? Yeah, and then come on down, we'll talk shit. And
Yeah,
but that's how I am at the shows, though. So if you ever come to a show, just hang out by the booth all day long. Gives a
I was
shit,
gonna say I'm just bringing a
you
chair
know.
and just setting it up by your table. It sounds like
You know,
so. Just
But
post up.
I just have one rule: like, if you're coming to hang out, just move to the side. Let everybody else
Yeah.
Hmm.
come over and such. But
Oh yeah.
that's basically it. I just that's the one thing I would have. Just snap my
That's
fingers, have a
badass
shot.
though. Yeah,
That's cool.
totally different. I dig that.
I
All
feel like
right.
not many
Well,
people in this hobby have that mentality either.
No.
exactly. It's few
Yeah.
and far between, right? It's all that
Hmm.
distant stuff like push forward, make the next coolest thing. What do you got? What's this cool? Yeah, it's
Which is
just the
cool. But
community stuff's gone.
I think because of how big everything is, because of how big the community or the hobby, the industry, whatever you want to call it, how big it is, you can have all of it. You can have your people that do it this way. You can have your groups that meet up. You got your people that like going to shops and such. Or
Yeah.
I mean, if I could, I would love to like allow a lot of people to come. But this is my home, so I'm not going to do that. But if I had a
No,
facility or something separate, then sure, come on down, hang out. You know,
absolutely.
but that's the
Yeah,
thing. I miss. That's why I think that's why I love shows so much because I miss that shop feeling.
Hmm.
You know.
right. I can totally get that. We've got 3 questions under our belt. We lost one panel guest who I think he's got Robotron in his new apartment. He's trying to figure that out. If he can get back in, he will get back in. But we got a different segment. Normally, Jamie would hop in right now with the hot seat and grill one of us. You guys have all been through that process. You all survived. None of you are scarred permanently. But tonight,
Just a little
we're
scar.
going to do, yeah, a little scarred. I think you did some healing since we saw you last, Thomas, and that's good. So, you know, come out on the other side better. We're all good for that. Jamie's setting up though. We have our first shot at some lace clowns, and we got up this morning and looked, and they were pippin. So we said, let's cut some lace clown eggs and see if we get any. Whether we can tell if they're lace clown or not, I don't know. We can certainly tell if they're clown. Probably be a week or two before we can really see color up and all that. But fire lace clowns is what we're hoping for. Actually, fire spot nose lace clowns. But it'll be our first shot at actually hatching them ourselves. We've got some of that stuff floating around here, but we haven't produced any. So if you guys want to bear with us, we'll switch over to her camera. Actually, we might just jam her on the big screen in front of us while we do this. So you guys can all comment, tell us what you think it is when she starts cutting this stuff. Sound cool to you?
Yeah.
Cool.
Sounds
Yeah,
awesome.
no thumbs down, no junk. All right. We're going to do some egg cutting though. I forget how many were in this clutch to be real honest, but it sounded like a good idea at the time. So Jamie, you all set back there?
I think so.
Kind of, sort of. Okay,
Can
we'll
you
put you in there.
hear? See?
We can't hear you, but I think we can unmute you.
I could hear.
No, I think.
Yeah, I could hear
you're
her.
muted. She could
Can
probably.
you hear me now?
I might have to mute.
Okay. Can you see the board?
Yeah, we can see the board.
Okay. So our female was het clown, and the male is a fire spot nose lace clown. Sorry for all this racket.
Wouldn't be a normal show if it wasn't a little messed up.
Right? Are you switching me around, John?
Yeah, can you guys hear her through mine or nah?
Yeah, I
I
can
think
hear.
so,
her.
yes.
It's a little muffled, but
Here, we'll turn her this
You
way.
want me to say something now? Is it echoing?
no.
Can you guys hear that? No?
No
Yeah,
echoing,
it's
but we can hear her.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. This one's got a little pip here. I'm just gonna cut it with you.
Is this the first time you guys are cutting on the podcast?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's exciting.
Oh, we did one other one.
Got a clown right out of the gate, but
You gotta
Looks-
show me where to go.
down a little bit. Looks like maybe a fire clown.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Hard to tell, but just fire clown looks like to me, yeah? Is that
Yeah,
you
I don't
guys'
see
guess?
lace.
No, it's not light enough for lace. Doesn't look
It's-
like, but
It's really clean though.
fire clowns start pretty clean. Give them a year.
Give everything a year and then it'll look like that.
Right.
Scratches in the sink also.
So yeah, it should be half clowns, half lace, 1/4 lace clown, but we'll see what we get. Ooh, no, looks like just a lace maybe.
Yeah, I was going to say lacehead clown. Jason, get out of here with your Ultramel.
Yeah, looks like maybe just a lace there, huh? Pretty clean for a normal, or actually got some nice heavy outlines. Yeah,
Nice.
looks like a lace. All het clown, of course, but this is super exciting for us guys. Lace clowns, for us, that's pretty big. I love lace stuff, but for everybody else out there, like, whatever.
Mhm.
I was
Nah,
excited to get
lace
lace at
is-
this point.
Lace is cool. Lace is a cool. It's a cool gene.
That looks like it might be a spot nose on its
Yeah,
own.
that definitely looks like spot nose.
Maybe a lace spot
Oh.
nose.
Yeah, I was going to say pretty clean for just a spot nose,
Clean still in
but I
there.
don't know lace.
Man, it's pretty.
No, it doesn't look lace to me.
Uh-oh, you disconnected, Jamie.
Lost her video.
Yeah. Oh, she came back in. Add her back in. And we got to move her back up here. We got all the fun tonight, guys. Big enough screen, or do you guys prefer it like this?
Big
Yeah,
That
there
one's
you go.
better for me.
Okay, sweet.
Are we good?
We're good.
Yeah, I'm blind anyways.
Next egg. I did the 2 pippers first from that tub. We have a whole nother tub. I think there's 9 or 10 eggs.
I think
Holy
it was
crap.
10.
Yeah. Big clutch.
Good odds, hopefully, then.
Yeah.
Well, fingers crossed, but we've been getting skunked on stuff lately, so I'm not super excited. Yeah, that's another lace, looks like.
Am I good in the camera?
Yeah.
It might be fire. I don't know. What do you guys think?
She can
It
see
could
the
be
head a
fire.
little bit.
Just see the nose, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of got a fire look to it too, but I'm just looking at the top of those alien heads getting that really bright outline. But not Not an exciting looking one either way. Let's get some lace clown stuff, Jamie. What are you doing to us?
I'm saving them for the
It's this one right here. Right here. This one.
right
That's
here.
the one.
This one's really
Yeah, that's the one.
full. Pretty juicy still.
That looks like a fat egg, yeah. Those
It's
big
weird
fat
how
plump
some of
ones
them
aren't.
tip and others are so juicy.
Yeah. Oh, now that looks lace to me.
Yeah, spot nose lace maybe. That's pretty. That's top of those alien heads getting so bright is what cues me to lace instantly. But
Yeah. They got a little white outline on them.
Yeah.
hard to tell, man.
It is.
I mean, hard to tell stuff in the egg. That's the one thing I will say with lace. Unless it's a super nice example, it's tough to tell when they're young.
Gotta open the second tub here.
Hey, Jamie, can you cut a clown next?
I hope so.
We're supposed to be the last one. I don't know what happened.
Right.
These eggs are huge.
Yeah, they were a big batch.
Look at how big it is.
Yeah.
Holy hell.
There should be 2 in them all.
Right? Just not two normals in all of them.
Right.
You jinxed it. They're not going to be, there's twins in there now.
That would be
Yeah.
awesome. Alright. Ooh.
Hey!
There it is.
We got
That
it.
might be the lace spot nose clown right there.
There it is.
I see his nose.
Hopefully it's a boy.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, he's pretty.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Do you think that might have fire in it too? I can't tell.
I don't think so, no, because the dad has the fire and it's a lot more, what do you want to say, spaced. It's got like bigger gates. It's not as busy, I guess, if you want to call it that. It's more reduced. And that one had some really heavy checkering in the drops too. That's typically lace spot nose working together, but
What are you guys
spot nose.
hoping for in this clutch?
Honestly, lace spot nose clown is what I'd like to see. I'd like to get away from the fire because we have it in a couple of different groups. But yeah, see, that looks really lace to me too. Look at like how heavy those outlines are on the alien heads.
Yeah.
Just looks like lace to me. But
We'll see when they come out.
Jesus Christ, is every damn egg gonna be lace? Nah,
Is that a bad thing?
No.
No, but I mean, it's like, what are the odds of that, or are we just that bad at seeing it?
I don't know. That looked pretty lacy to me. That
did to
outline,
me,
like you
yeah.
said, was really apparent.
Pretty heavy, yeah. It's just so tough to tell on the egg. Besides, doing a good job though, Jamie, putting them right in front of the camera for us.
Yeah.
There's our standard normal.
He's like, I'm just a baby.
Yeah.
They look great
That's
though.
what he said, all right.
Here's our twins.
We got how many left, Jamie?
There's this one and one more. There was 10 eggs.
Both clowns.
Okay.
Come on, lace clowns. That was a clown.
Got a clown.
Not a lace. It might just be a fire.
Fire, yeah.
No, actually, no, that's pretty checked. That might just be
Do you see that?
fire
right there?
clown. Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you see there? Fire clown?
That's what
hard
I
to
would
see
think.
It's
without
definitely
the head.
fire clown. I can't see anything else in it though.
Yeah. Doesn't look all that clean to me.
I'm gonna change my dressing here one more time.
All right. And I think we might have lost Ken for good. Hasn't messaged yet, but I don't foresee him popping back in. Whoa. We didn't need that right now. I don't know if you guys wanted to know the weather update, but I'm pretty sure that's what that was.
He wants to come out.
Another
Yeah.
clown.
Yeah, nice spot nose clown.
Spot nose clown.
Hi, buddy.
And tough to tell on that guy, but the top of that looks kind of funky up toward the spine. Huh. Well,
It's cool.
we got 4 clowns out of that.
Yep.
Not too bad.
Very nice.
Could always be
Yeah.
worse.
Could always be worse. You're right there, Eddie. And they were all alive and healthy looking.
Yep.
What was the pairing again?
There was a het clown to a fire spot nose lace clown.
You guys able to hear that well? I can't tell on my earphones, but
I was able to hear it.
nice. Okay. Sweet. Well, thank you, Jamie.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Yes, you can shut me off here.
All right, we'll take you out of there.
Okay,
Good luck.
thanks.
And Eddie's the main scene. So where were we at? I had asked my question. I think everybody answered the round 3 question. We were on round 4. Angel, you had one you had to put up there, right?
Yeah, I
think
haven't
is that-
done yet.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's where we are.
Actually, the one thing I was thinking of was like, who was your biggest inspiration to get in? Like who would you say was the reason, or why you got into the hobby in the first place?
Okay. So we're going to go left to right. We'll start with Thomas.
I think I'm gonna give the standard answer and give Brian Barczyk. Watching all his snake bite stuff, and I'm 27 now, almost 28, so kind of grew up on watching all of his videos, and he's the one that got me into this, got me inspired just simply to love the animals, and then inspired to actually love the genetic side of it too. Yeah, I think solely him is what got me into this, and then had some really great friends that actually brought me into the hobby. Angel, you talked about earlier about going to shows and actually talking to people, and if I hadn't actually done that, then I wouldn't be in the hobby at all. People took me under their wing. I helped them out, cleaned. I was their rat guy for a long time. That gave me the opportunity to actually learn how to take care of this many animals and still do it kind of ethically. That's a whole nother topic, but yeah, I think that's the best answer I could give.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a
Sounds
great
like
answer.
it is a good answer.
Mhm.
And like you said, kind of the common one. I mean, Barczyk reached so far and wide with who he influenced, and got people going. We'll go to Jay.
Okay. For me, I guess it's weird because the snakes are what got me into it, to be totally honest. But the person, I guess, behind it would be my nephew, John's son, and John were the ones that really got me interested. We've talked about this before, but we kind of grew up around snakes, not ball pythons. I had a friend, I think, that had one when I was in maybe junior high. But we're talking back in the 80s, right? At that time, I think there was like 2 morphs known to man. But anyway, just wasn't really an interest of mine. And the snakes that we were messing around with were poisonous snakes, which I don't really have any interest or time for now. But my nephew...
Oh, the venomous stuff? No.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
thanks.
my
Hard
nephew got
pass.
interested. Yeah, exactly. And that kind of one thing kind of led to another, and John kind of got looking through there and was like, hey, you know what? These things are really cool. There's a lot of different routes you can go with these, and some crazy looking genetics. And he and I talked, and then he kind of got into it a little bit on his own, and then I got involved with it just out of curiosity and got handling them and kind of went through that first pairing and having a clutch and stuff with them. I'm like, man, I got to do this. It was too much fun. Really enjoyed them. Really loved the animals. So I wouldn't say there was really an inspirational person. I mean, I like I guess after the fact, there's quite a few people out there, like Brian, like Thomas said. Um, but really, no, it started just a love of the snakes for me. It really was.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Same. Eddie, what brought you into this damn mess, this rat race?
I don't know why my camera shut off.
I
Oh,
don't
you're
know. We
just
can hear
frozen.
you.
We can hear
We're
you,
just
though.
going to assume you're a good ventriloquist.
Yeah, all right.
Fire
Well,
away.
actually, my son came home with one, with a
Okay.
ball python. Actually, he came home with two.
Interesting.
It was two het desert ghosts. And, you know, he got to explaining to us what he was trying to do with them. Showed us a couple pictures of, you know, the goal animals that included the genetics he came home with, and said, hey, this is what I'm looking to produce. And kind of piqued my interest. I'm like, oh, no shit, huh? Let me take a look at that. So, you know, over a couple weeks or whatever, I started going to the shop where he was getting his rats, and, you know, obviously they had a bunch of snakes for sale, so I started opening the tubs and checking them out. And it's like, oh, you know, I think I'm going to get one. And, you know, next week comes around, oh, I think I'm going to get another one. And, you know, next thing you know, here we are a couple years later and a couple hundred more snakes. And
Yep.
it's kind of weird, though. He kind of gave up on it. And everyone thought I was going to be the one to give up on it. And here we are 4 or 5 years later, and it's just me now. Everybody else, you know, the kids lost interest, and the old lady don't want to do it anymore. Well, she helps out from time to time, but it really doesn't pique her interest. So that's pretty much how I ended up getting my hands wet with these.
That's cool. That's cool. It's cool that you kept it going, you know.
Yeah, it was a kid. He came home with two of them, like I said, you know, a few years back, and kind of explained the whole spiel to me, and I was like, oh, all right, well, let's see how it goes. And here I am.
Cool.
Were you like me at all? Within 4 months, you already had 20?
Yeah, I was building my own racks out of PVC, and at first I only bought, you know, a couple sub-adults. I just wanted to, you know, grow them out, see how it went. You know, then a couple months later, I'm starting to get impatient. Like, you know what? I think I can do this.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy a couple breeders and, you know, try to breed them. Next thing you know, I got eggs hitting the ground, and I built my own incubator. And, you know, it just snowballed. And once I realized that I could do it, you know, successfully, and everything was working out, that's when I started investing into the more expensive morphs.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So what are you sitting at now, Eddie, for total? Like how? I mean, I know you've got quite a few.
I maintain about between 90 and 110 is what I keep.
Okay, as you're breeding pairs and things.
Yeah, certain different projects and stuff, but other than that, I mean, I'm sitting on a lot of babies right now. I probably got about 114 babies, 115 babies.
Okay.
So start vending a bunch of shows. I just signed up for some. I'll be in Janesville. 2 weeks from now on the 26th, I think they got a show.
Nice.
So it's time to get rid of them. They're all eating. They've all had more than 5, 6, 7. Some had 10 meals already. So it's that time.
Yeah, it's time to get them moved on. Time for them to pay some rent.
Yeah,
Get 'em out.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, got one left, Angel. Who got you in? And you better not say these pet shop people. God damn it. He's gonna say the pet shop people.
No, it is. It it really is. This was my
Yeah.
question, but I really talk about. But I'll say Gary, my friend Gary. He, I mean, I started working at the shop, and it's an exotic shop, at the time, and it's in the 90s and stuff, and I worked at a vet hospital for a short time before that. I went to an agriculture school. I worked on a farm, so I'd been around that. I had animals and all that stuff. I didn't run around and catch snakes and things like that. And here was a shop full of snakes,
What
What's
do we
that?
get? I'm not sure. I'm trying to find it.
Is that me?
I don't think so. Anybody have something like that going on in their background? Dude, it's the night of mini horrors for the technical difficulties.
It is, right?
Crazy, man.
I just
Crazy.
keep waiting for the big plant to come out and say, "Feed me." For his little shoppa.
But
Okay.
yeah, like
No,
working there, he just, you know, he had told me a couple things, and he showed me of how to handle this, how to pop corn snakes, how to sex, baby corn snakes. That's not easy, um, and
sure.
it was just fascinating to me. It was fascinating. I'd like the stuff, but I was, intimidated by it. But having someone in front of you show you these things, and really like kind of walk you through it was great. And then he told me this really awesome story about how he bred his boa, common boa. Now again, we're going back. This is like '98, but he had bred his common boa, and with the money he made from selling the babies, that's what he used to buy his wife's engagement ring. And that has never left my mind. Like there was just something about that story that I was like, this is really cool. This is cool. This guy loves snakes. He and he's teaching me all these things, and that part of his love is also part of his family too. So like the whole thing, it was this big circle of things that he would tell me. And even though she wasn't part of it, she was part of it and still is part of it to this day, even though she's not. It's that thing, the family is involved in a way, and his kids are involved and so on. And you get to you get to now, and his kids are grown. Like they're adults now. Like I've known them for a long time. And his son is a teacher at my old high school where I went to for agriculture. So,
Wow.
he's a teacher there now. And it's that kind of stuff, He was such an inspiration for me and lots and lots and lots of other people. And just tonight on Keys Constrictors, he had Joe on. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Joe
Yep.
Joe worked at the shop that I worked at.
Really? That's
Joe,
crazy.
I think I sold Joe his first snake when I worked, or something like that. So that shop has really affected and really done so much for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And Gary has never ever been he's never been a gatekeeper. That shop has never been about gatekeeping. You will go to shows, people don't want to talk to you, they don't want to tell you shit. Gary never ever says no. If he knew it, he told me, and then we just grew together. Because as the hobby grew and as things were added, now new things, we were part of that. I was so happy to be a part of seeing a lot of that new stuff and the growth in the hobby. And he's the reason. I have no other person. He's 100% the reason that I do this today.
That's
And
awesome.
I seriously, I'm really grateful.
So
I don't know
Joe,
what else I would have done.
Joe's a fairly young guy, is he not?
Yeah, he's like
And
25 or so, 25,
okay.
26, something like that.
But it's crazy that that's all connected in someone so far away too, right? Because they're like New York, right? Area.
Yeah, they're in Queens. Joe was in Queens. I was in Queens and Brooklyn at the time, and then I think he worked there after I was already long gone. So
Okay.
I had already been gone, and I think he was working there when I started living out here. So that was probably like 12 years ago, or 10 years ago, or something like that. So well after I was already gone, but and he said it too. He kept saying my boss, but he's talking about Gary.
Yeah.
He's just that guy. He's just that kind of guy.
And he must be, because you look at like this industry and how many people get to be at least known by a few people, right? Or at least like visible and out there. But you got you and you got Joe, and you both come from such a hugely populated area. But you've come to this point where you're on shows in the same. He had the same kind of effect on the people he's around, right? So that's a powerful influence,
and
obviously.
then even just being in that shop, and I would see the kids coming in and out, or people coming in and out, and they've done it too. A friend of mine, his name is Sanad, and he worked at the shop. he and I think he has a partner, and they just opened a shop out in Massachusetts. You know, I think it's
Yeah.
called Imperial Exotics. I believe it's Imperial Exotics. I'm not 100% sure. I got to check that. But they're just
Okay.
setting up. He just got, you know, like the ventilation, air conditioning. Like they're getting it going. He's getting it going, and it's a big dream for him. And I
awesome.
100%. I talk to this kid every day. You know,
Yeah.
like, and that's just what that did. Like working there really like helped me. And then he brought me to my first show.
All right, so we need to.
Just snowballed.
I think we need to start this up now. Take a quick vote across the bottom. I'll start. Angel needs a shop. Jason, what do you think?
Yeah, I'd second that.
Yeah, Thomas, does Angel
Hell
need a
yeah,
shop?
man.
All right, and Eddie, would you agree Angel needs a goddamn pet shop? Should he just start this?
Absolutely.
All right, Jamie back there in the
We'll
background.
see. We'll
She's
see.
nodding. All right, you need a damn shop, Angel.
We'll see. You know,
She says
there's gonna be so many leopard geckos.
Yes.
You
As
know,
long as there's leopard geckos.
there will definitely be leopard geckos.
Yeah.
Yes.
And,
So we're bringing
I would
Jamie
have the wall of leopard gecko people. Jamie's there, like, you know, we would have.
Yes.
You know, the
That's
sad
it.
truth of it is I 100% get what you're saying, Angel. Unfortunately for us in our area, it would be a complete. I mean, we'd have one customer ever that probably came in and bought a snake. We'd remember them forever, but that would be the end of it. So, I mean, a lot of that, the ability to do that, you have to be in a heavily populated
Mhm.
Yeah.
metropolis for that to pan out for you, especially
And I
something kind of as niche as this.
I definitely don't want to have to travel far
Yeah,
to the shop, because I want to be able, just in
right.
case there's a problem, I want to be able to like run over. So
Yeah,
Absolutely. Ideally,
Well,
like live above it. You know,
we
have
we might be
nice.
able to
I want
make
to be
it
away from
work.
it. No.
Oh,
No.
We
It'd be
might
so
be able
nice
to
to
make
live
it
above.
work if there's like furry animal things available to purchase as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We
I
might
mean,
be
that
able
would
to get that to fly, but
Cats
it
and
would still be
dogs.
few and far between. Like literally, we
me too.
talk about this with other people in our area, and Eddie probably knows. He's probably more familiar. Like our area up here in northwest Wisconsin, there is
Our
not. You can literally
population
drive
is
for
900.
20 minutes and
Right.
see two shacks out. You know, it's like it's pretty
Do you have
secluded.
shows though? Like, what's the closest show to you guys though?
Twin Cities, Minneapolis, St.
Yeah.
Paul. You know, they do the
Okay.
cold-blooded expos. They're not fantastic. They're not terrible. I mean, they're not like shoddy. They're just smaller, and there isn't a lot of pull. You're not going to see anything like outside of a 5-6 county area for people bringing their stuff there. You may see the occasional fluke of a bigger breeder coming from outside in.
Well, proper Royals will be there now that he had moved to Minnesota.
Right.
Yeah.
He's well
He's getting
known.
pretty
He wouldn't
big,
be.
yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't be one of the bigger breeders that you expect, like CD constrictors, or well, I shouldn't say that
Right.
because like JSA is
That's-
up here, and they're
Yeah.
pretty darn big. It's just
One of
it's
the
a tough market that way.
most recognizable person there, I think, is probably Kaufman, right? I mean, to be honest, that's
Dave, yeah.
probably
Right.
Dave's.
Well,
I mean,
he's
you know,
from
Dave
this
will be
area,
there because
right?
he's from the area. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
and
yeah,
he's well
it's
known.
not.
I don't
not
think he
big.
breeds much nowadays, does he?
I don't think.
I don't think as much. No, I think he
No, I don't
keeps
think
for the
so.
enjoyment. You know, I don't think he really.
I know
breeds.
that he breeds pieds. He'll do a couple
does he?
clutches of pieds a year, but I don't think he's doing, scale. I don't think he's doing more than maybe like 5 clutches, 10 clutches tops, if that.
Sure.
Gotcha.
Because I saw he did a show and he had a display and he was like, "Yeah, these are my animals." And he was talking, and I know that he does pieds.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, Luke says, yeah, he still breeds. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know Dave at all. We've run into him a couple
No.
times at the shows and stuff, and see some of what he puts out there. But honestly, we haven't been in touch with him at all. It's a tough market in this area, though. I think as you get down toward Eddie, you have like Sewerfest, and you have the stuff obviously in Chicago. You got Big Tinley, isn't that far from you guys?
Right.
Much bigger, better market down your way than it is up this direction. You got all that Illinois overflow too. which like once you get out of Minneapolis, St. Paul, even in Minnesota, there's very little interest in reptiles or any, like the entire
Really?
state. Yeah, it's pretty odd market. So it makes it a little tough. We'd like to do some of that show stuff, and we definitely have a need for it coming up with all of this stuff we just cut. We could like get rid of some of that stuff.
Shows. I mean, if you can go to a
yeah.
show, definitely go. You know, like I have a show this weekend actually, and it's I'm doing the Hillsborough show down in Oregon this weekend, and it's a 2-day show, and it's gonna be great. Like I love this shit, so I can't wait.
Yeah.
I got I'm right next to Irresistibles, and I'm actually heading down with
cool.
them with Nikki and Kurt. We're all gonna carpool, head down together, and
Nice.
I'm gonna be also with Dylan from These Balls and Exotics and Tucker from Purple Rain Reptiles.
Purple Rain. Gotcha.
So Dylan's gonna be on the other side. We're gonna be a nice line of us, so we're all just gonna be walking back and forth and talking shit all day for the whole weekend.
Yeah, that'll be fun, man.
And then I'm gonna be staying with Tucker's family, so we're all gonna just be hanging out all weekend.
How
Nice.
far is that for you, Angel?
It's like 3 and change, a little over 3 hours.
Okay.
Not
too bad.
But it's not bad when you have a whole bunch of us in the car talking shit and laughing all the way down. So
Exactly. Got a nice group to travel with and kind of just do your thing. You know, that's different completely.
yeah, because you know Nikki and Kurt, man, they're great.
Does Aunt Vicky show up for that?
I'm not saying anything. Hey, you never know.
Uh-huh.
Never know. She's
That would be so funny.
she's
She just
crafty.
walks into the show as Aunt Vicky.
Just do
She's
the
done
whole
that.
show that way.
Has she?
Oh, really?
She did a thing at the last show with Dylan from These Balls.
Nice.
Which was
Nice.
funny.
Too funny.
So, I don't know. Yeah, they're great. I love them.
Yeah. Very nice couple for sure. But yeah, I think we got missed out on Ken's question was thrown up there, but we didn't get any of his answers. Jay, you got your question out there, yeah?
Yeah, I got one. No, I haven't done it yet.
Oh, shit. We've been skipping over. Oh, it's my bad. Jay, what's your question?
Okay,
What is your question?
Mine is a scenario. So it's crunch time. And for what I guess everybody must have moved out with Ken to the new condo and got that first monthly bill. So you're going to have to get rid of either a project or a morph from your current collection to help pay for things. You're just going to have to drop that and not continue with it. What would you pick and why?
Oof. Well, we're going to go right to left. I'm skipping this one because I've been talking way too damn much. Jamie, what are we getting rid of and why?
Right?
You have to either drop a morph or drop a project, one of the two. Yep.
Well, they kind of go hand in hand.
They kind of do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jamie's going to say, well, John's got to go. Keeping all the rest of this shit.
Yeah. No, I'll keep you around. I kind of like you. I don't know. I guess probably banana I would get rid of.
And why?
Because there's so many other prettier things.
Oh, that's controversial.
Super controversial. So you're
It
ditching
is.
banana, but you love banana.
I do, but I like Orange Dream better and Sunset, I think.
Okay.
Super Orange Dream.
Yeah,
And
that's your stuff.
Ultramel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to get other things into pies.
Super
I
OD
gotcha.
is fucking great.
Yeah.
I can't
for
disagree
sure.
with you.
No, it's
So
a good
pretty.
point. I mean, I'm not saying a banana's not a good cut. I just know you love them. So
I do love them, but we've made them, we've had them, and I'm excited about other things. So.
okay, good answer. All right, Angel, what are you cutting? Chopping block time. Got to get rid of some shit. You just had another kid. Gotta get some diapers.
Nope.
No.
That's just not possible.
Give me some other kind of debt, not that. Honestly, it's going to be a very unpopular answer. I would ditch clown.
Okay.
Okay.
I would ditch clown
I don't.
because
I think that's getting more popular as an
Yeah.
answer. Honestly,
Yep.
a lot of
I
people
do
moving
too.
away from clown.
Yep.
I would ditch clown just because I literally have 3 in my collection. I've never had clown in my collection up until like 2 years ago. I've
Gotcha.
never been I don't dislike clown, mind you. I've never disliked clown. Clown back in the day, clown was like a fucking dream for me because you couldn't get them, back in like
Yeah.
early 2000s. And I was like, damn, I really want it. And I kind of got out for a little while. And by the time I got back in, clown was so popular, I didn't want it anymore. And it was that I have this thing of like, if everybody wants it, I don't want it. Like it's too popular. I can't,
Yeah.
But it's not because I dislike it. It's just I've never really had any clown in my collection because I feel like it became really annoying to hear that or feel that if it doesn't work with clown, then it's not worth anything, and I fucking hate that.
Oh, sure.
That attitude sucks because we miss out on things, that in our collection, and I wouldn't be surprised if certain ideologies, whether it's clown or not, people would stop working. There's a bunch of jeans that I remember from back in the day I haven't seen at all. I don't see anybody with them, and every now and then you'll hear a whisper like someone still got it. But for the most part, it's for me it would be clown. I mean, I do a lot of other things. I work a lot. I really like Pied. I'm a Pied guy,
Nice.
and I'm working I have other projects too that I really dig. Obviously vanilla, but that to me is just across the board vanilla, super vanilla stuff.
Jamie's down there. She heard Pied, and she's just.
Mhm.
I love it.
I love
Pied.
Pied,
Me too. They're
and I think
my
it's the
absolute
challenge.
favorite.
It's the challenge of Pied. I think that's what I really like. It's like, you never know how much white this animal is going to produce, but
Yeah.
the
I
challenge
was
for
just
me is
gonna
to
say
try
I
to,
like high and low white.
yeah, I try to minimize and then see what you can do. Every now and then you hatch out something really weird with Pieds. I think that's another thing that I like. You get some oddball shit with Pieds.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely. Seems
but
like
that's it.
Paradox seems to go along with that a lot.
Yeah.
too.
I would agree. And then also when you have Pied, like if you have an older Pied, if you look back at pictures, you'll notice that there are markings on those Pieds that weren't there before. I
Oh,
have
yeah.
Pieds that every time they shed, there's another little dot here, another dot there. They're I don't know. I like it. It's cool.
Yeah, for sure. So the clown gets the axe from Angel. That's
Oh.
totally cool. Yep.
Done.
See ya, clown. All right, Thomas. What are you cutting?
All right, I'm gonna make some of you guys mad. I think I would cut Pied.
Oh no!
Oh, I'm not
Now
mad. Just
Jamie's
send it over
heart just
here.
went.
Oh.
You can just
It just crumbled.
Angel will buy him.
Not me and Jamie. We'll split them.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
I mean, I've gotten some really cool stuff over the years, clown Pied stuff, and some super high OD stuff from like Chris Hernan and Ozzy and stuff like that. And had fun with it, with putting it in a Barnhart Black Pastel and all sorts of fun stuff. But I think I don't like the unpredictability.
Oh.
I'm not
like a
entirely sure
programmer.
why. Yeah, probably. That's
Right.
it. But I don't know. I've never really liked it, but I know a lot of people, and especially a lot of pet keepers, really like Pied. So it's always been one of those things that help me fund the projects that I do like, which is puzzle and paint, which don't really go well in Pied to begin with.
Right, I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're gonna work those two genes, that the Pied would not be in your favor more than
Yeah, and there's been a couple puzzle Pieds that have been coming out, and you can definitely tell the difference, but only if you know puzzle.
Right.
It's not actually. It's if you guys saw the puzzle clown, for example, you're not seeing it.
Right.
Right.
Right. Yeah, just not something that's all that compatible. So it makes sense. Go ahead and break Jamie's heart if you want. That just means she keeps me instead of cutting banana. So, all right, we're going in there with Eddie. Eddie, you're up next. What are you cutting if you got to cut some stuff? It better not be Devin.
Pinstripes got to go.
Oh. I like pinstripe too.
No.
I'll have to disagree on that one.
No, Eddie, why? We love
Just
pinstripe.
it all looks the same. It's just like bamboo. It's overpowering.
Yeah,
Like
it's very
monsoon.
strong. 100%. So what project did pinstripe ruin for you where you just could not get it out and you're just like, God damn it, pinstripe, I will get you one of these days? Or did it just didn't go that way, you just don't want it?
I hatched a couple stranger pinstripes, and they're just not it.
Okay.
You're done.
They played a game of tag and they lost.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me
Okay.
wrong. They're pretty cool. They're dark, and it's just, I don't know. It wasn't what I was envisioning when I did it. So
Yeah.
Hey, look,
back to the drawing board
Bosa
for next
says
year.
Nanny fixes pinstripe, Eddie.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I gotta step out for 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yep.
Absolutely. Do what you need to do. Yeah, I don't know. Pinstripe's always been one of those genes where I felt like it had a pile of potential in the right scenario. Just like anything we've kind of talked about, right? People love Pied. They love Clown. They love all of their different things, but it's with what, right? And I think anytime you take a gene like Angel's point with Clown, where if it doesn't work with Clown, it's what good is it? Well, you're making Clown the base, and that
Right.
nothing should be the base for anything. It's like
But
what things
what's
are complementary and which aren't, and work
Upstate
that
want to
side
see
of it.
them? Pinstripe
Yeah.
stranger?
Yeah, Tom said he
absolutely.
wanted to see
Yeah.
it.
Pinstripe Stranger.
I think that it's all just a personal preference for everybody's answers, just going to be what they like and what they don't.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
Which isn't actually accurate because I do like banana. But I was just thinking of our collection. Like if I had to pick all snake morph to get rid of, what would I pick?
Yeah.
No, made sense. And just
There
go down there and
are
kill
other
all our
ones
bananas.
that I would get
guess.
rid of first that we don't have.
Yeah. We really don't have that much banana. I
Right.
just know you like it.
I do like it.
I agree with you, Jamie. I would do it for another reason. I think banana is just a tough project because of the whole gender issue with them.
Yeah.
I think was
Male
what really
makers
makes it
and-
difficult. Yeah, it really makes it difficult. I like the bananas, but
Yeah.
Just
I will
adds
say
another
it-
layer of pain in the ass to it.
it does, and I don't think there's enough to gain from the
Right.
morph itself is the problem. So
Oh, man. I think when we start seeing lace banana, you're going to say otherwise.
maybe we'll see.
Ooh.
Huh.
Yeah.
I think this one's Orange Dream pin stranger.
It doesn't even look like pinstripe hardly.
It's like a reverse G, right?
Yeah. Weird.
It's actually red. I don't know if the
Is it?
camera ain't picking it up too well, but it's red.
Oh wow. Yeah, you can't.
I mean-
really tell that.
Yeah, it kind of looks
You're-
like
Bronze kind of
champagne.
color.
Same thing, but it's got GHI in it. So OD pin stranger GHI. Really dark.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, Will
I mean-
said the same thing. Looks like a G stripe, but almost a reverse in color or tone. Odd.
Yeah, if I was able to show them together in the light booth, they look totally different. One's
Yeah.
way lighter, way oranger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
You
kind
can
of see it
tell.
there, but
Yeah,
yeah,
you
just not
can
getting the
tell.
color. You can see the pattern though.
Yeah, I don't know why my other camera ain't working. I'm back to using the stock camera on the computer.
Yeah, that is
Weird, I would've
not
never
what I would have
guessed.
expected.
No, I would have never thought pin was even in there. But
Yeah.
what do I know?
Right? And I don't see Pin doing anything but making that like a really faded monsoon, honestly.
I hit this wild looking one too.
Oh,
Cool.
Oh, that looks cool.
the hell is that?
Wow. Looks like a
I think it's a GHI Stranger pastel fire.
Wow. That's weird.
That's kind of cool, man.
Yeah.
Dude, like, why does your stranger spread stuff out so much? Is that the strangest again?
I don't know. All my stuff, the original mail came from Amos, and it produces some wild ass shit.
Yeah, but look at how far it spaces everything. It like puts all
Yeah.
those blanks in there.
Yeah, it's strange.
That's wild.
Stranger.
You made a funny.
I'm sorry.
How do you feel about pastel in Stranger?
It depends. Honestly, it doesn't interact the same with Stranger. You could hit or miss on it. Like, I got a clown I'll show you in a second. It's Stranger Clown pastel, but it's wild like this too. It's got all the spacings and the pattern, and it came from the same place all my other Stranger stuff come from, Amos. Here, I'll show you that.
Yeah, that reaction in whatever stranger you have is really different.
Yeah.
A lot of what you show is really spread out, which is odd.
Oh, wow.
That's cool. That's pretty.
Yeah.
I dig
Yeah,
that.
it's wild.
I like that a lot.
I mean, it's no banana, but it's cool.
And no pied.
Oh,
Right,
man.
right.
Banana?
You don't have a banana you're going to put up here and make Jamie feel bad, are you? This is one you cut, Jamie.
I know, I already feel sad about it.
Here's a cool banana.
It is cool.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that is cool.
It's a GHI Stranger Coral Glow Enchi.
Very cool.
And she's another one. And she's dope. And she's really cool.
This snake actually looks like a super orange dream, but the camera ain't picking it up. It's fucking crazy.
It's pretty cool looking though. Yeah, the orange, you can tell as soon as you turn a certain angle, you can start to see the orange really come in, but it looks for the most part almost like yellow. Right?
Yeah, it's super tough on your camera. The the
Crappy
dorsal on
computer.
that's wide.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Looks,
it almost looks like a highway or a
of
freeway.
some sort. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely different. Like a mimosa or something.
All right, that was it.
Yeah,
Very cool,
badass
man.
stuff though. So that's pretty much it, guys. We're way over our time frame, and we lost a panel member. We had awesome questions from the panel members we kept. We had one come in late. This was a weird ass night. We got no exit video. What we do have is we have a good show next week. So tune in. And I appreciate all you guys for just saying yeah on the fly. Just saying I'll come out, sit with you.
Yeah, appreciate you guys having me on, and it was nice to meet all you other guys for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice meeting all of you guys too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll do our closeout. Everybody give your shout outs. Eddie, starting with you. Keys. You got T keys, all right. It's
Whiskey Keys,
big
man.
link. Hell yeah. Whiskey Network. Now they're starting Whiskey Bomb Network, I guess, right? Gonna see all kinds of stuff coming out under that label. That's your shout out for the night?
Yeah, that's it, man.
All right. Appreciate it. Thomas, who you got?
I'm shouting out Jason from Basement Pythons. Super big inspiration to me. Wish he was here. We would have had a lot more fun bouncing back and forth off each other. But yeah,
He's a funny guy.
He wanted in. Yep.
Yeah, he did.
So Basement Pythons.
Basement Pythons, CD Constrictors. Corey's really good, awesome guy. Yeah, I think that's the two that I got for right now. Yeah, getting a little tired. I'm sorry.
No, that's totally fine. I'm on the same boat. We're building a huge building. If you didn't know, by the way, should I bring that back up over here? No.
Absolutely.
Now we're just old and slow. So, Angel, who you got? Who you shouting out?
US Arc.
Yes.
US Arc.
Sark.
US Arc is, of course, but also obviously Dylan, D's Balls and Exotics, Nikki and Kurt, Irresistible Balls, Tucker from Purple Rain. That's the crew. See us this weekend at Hillsboro, as well as all the rest of us knuckleheads. We're all going to be down there hanging out. And also Mike from Rip City. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him. Mike from Rip City Reptiles. Stand-up dude. Awesome stuff. Check his stuff out.
Yeah, we've got a couple of Rip City snakes in our racks. So, yeah,
he's cool as shit, man. He's just cool.
Yeah.
He's just a really nice, really just chill guy.
Absolutely. He's got some really off-suit projects. Like the stuff he had for sale, we're like, I've not seen this, but we're kind of going that direction too. So we grabbed it. What was it? Probably 2 years ago now. So some of what we got from him is actually, it's going to be producing for us this year. So it'll be awesome to see.
Yeah, he's got nice stuff.
He does. Cool guy for sure. Yeah, can't say enough how many times we'd like to see you guys back. I don't know how many times we're going to be able to do something like this. Hopefully we can weed out some of these issues we have. But if you're on the show and you want to get back into a panel, for sure, let us know. Reach out. It's going to be about every 7 or 8 episodes. We'll sit down with a group
our
of
next
people
one
like this.
is New Year's Day.
Yeah, so it's
crazy.
About 7-8 weeks. We try to space them out and kind of get on that routine and get back in touch with people we've had on. So
I want
it's a lot of
to
fun.
shout people out.
Oh shit, Jamie, you got shout outs?
I got a shout out.
Hell yeah. Jamie's going on shout. Okay. This is different for me. I'm not used to putting Jamie in here. But who you got, Jamie? Who you shouting out?
I would like to shout out Tommy with Exotic World of Geckos and Angel for helping me so much with the leopard geckos. Because I'm just getting into it and they answer all my beginner silly questions.
Okay. Damn, I wasn't ready for a Jamie shout. Dude, I'm a dick. I keep completely... Jason,
right?
Get your ass in there. Who are you shouting out? Jason's turn.
I'd like to shout out Jamie for always doing the behind the scenes stuff for the show. I mean, seriously, she does it constantly. Really appreciate it, Jamie.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Sweet. And then I guess it just leaves it to me. I'm shouting out myself for holding us down every goddamn minute. And we just continue to put out that. No, I'm absolutely kidding. But much appreciated, guys. Thank you again for coming out. Join us next week. We do have Vinnie from Bone Daddy Serpents, and I can't make it small enough so you could see his logo back there, but he is the unofficial sponsor of the show. He was put up there ages ago, and we promised him he would stay up there until he forced us to take it down. And so far, he's been good about it. So he's going to stay there for eternity, it sounds like. Also, we did not run Chris at BNS's ad. I don't have it put together. We've been so busy with this building and stuff, all the junk going on. But Chris at BNS, awesome guy. I'm sure pretty much everyone is at least familiar with him. But
yeah, Chris cool dude. He's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing guy. And the stuff he's behind is great. The Coco2go, the Chipper are fantastic for Coco. I know you don't use that stuff, Eddie, but if you are a Coco person, we've tried all of it now, and we were on Reptichip forever, and I'm here to say there's no comparison. The Coco2go and the Chipper is far better in the short time we've used it, and I'm pretty sure Chris didn't pull out a special bail to send us, just like, hey, man, this is my gem. He just gave us a random product, and it was superior in every sense of the word. So, very nice guy to deal with. Awesome animals. If you need Coco or you want that kind of connection, he is the guy to go to first. He'll do what he can to set you up in the area as a distributor, but he'll get you good deals on it regardless, one way or the other. So, Chris at BNS. Appreciate you, Chris, 100%. Next week, Vinnie from Bone Daddy Serpents. And everybody finish out your week strong. Jay and I are going to try to get out as much Aspercream as we can smear around our old decrepit bodies so we can function in the morning. All right? Jamie's going to be putting the gloves on and just going to battering like basting a damn turkey before I go to bed. So you guys have a good
I'm
night. Thanks
asleep
again,
in the
guys.
guest room.
All right, guys. Peace out.
Good evening,
Much
everybody.
love, you guys. Have a good
Thanks,
week.
guys.
See ya.